And when you face a diagnosis, I think it's critical to involve your kids. And this is true in any situation. We recommend multi-generational planning. You should talk about your estate plan with people. We don't think it should be put in a drawer and set aside until a crisis happens. Ideally, you should talk to your loved ones ahead of time. If you've named people in your power of attorney and your advance directive, give them copies. If you change it, that's not always right. Not every situation. Your trust, you don't necessarily have to share copies of that. That shows your bequest plan. You might not want to share all of that. There's no reason not to share copies of your advance directive, of your power of attorney with people, and to talk to people. Bring them in. If someone's named in your documents, they don't have to serve. If you named, if I named my sister Jamie as my second backup for medical decision making, I don't want her, if my wife couldn't help me and she was called upon, I don't want her to be caught out of left field where she's like, wait, what? Mark named me in this? You should talk to your loved ones ahead of time. Let them know you've named them so they're ready to go and they're prepared and they know what to do. A lot of our clients will set up multi-generational or multi-family meetings where we'll do Zoom meetings or in person where it's our clients, their kids, their grandkids, everybody named in the documents. We don't have to go through the financial side of things, but we want to let people know where they're named and what they can do in these situations. I think when you face this diagnosis, you need to get your trust, your power of attorney, your advance directive up to date. Talk to people ahead of time. And when you face this, set a family meeting or something. Let people know, hey, you may be called upon soon. There's no downside to doing that. Because if you feel uncomfortable talking to them about your plan and the role they might have, they probably shouldn't be named in the documents in the first place. I would be remiss if I didn't also identify the really powerful things you should do. If you're going to revisit your estate plan, you may as well know the powerful things you can do to protect future generations. So if you face this, again, when I faced my own mortality, when I had that really huge scare a few years ago, it was over 4 years ago, I very much started to think about where are my assets going. I had a trust. I'd done it a few years before, but when I faced my own mortality, I had new thoughts. I was like, wow, I gotta change this. This is not what I want anymore. What can you do? If you have kids or grandkids, we think you should add, if you don't have them already, family protection trusts, generically known as dynasty trusts. So if you're gonna update your plan, do it right. Protect. I think that can be health giving if you know that everything you worked for is going to be protected for future generations, truly, because it takes this extra burden off your shoulders to know it's not all just going to go away. Just flagging this. It's not the focus of this talk, but if you're going to update your estate plan, why not protect your kids from divorce and lawsuits and estate taxes? So by leaving assets to protective trusts, you can keep what you left them out of a divorce settlement. If they inherit directly and commingle, it could be lost. If your kid is sued, what you leave them is exposed. If it's in a family protection trust, there's a barrier protecting them. When they pass away, everything you left them, if it's to them, it's all part of their taxable estate. Maybe 30, 40, 50% that's lost. If it's in a trust, it can all be protected. And your kids can be their own backup trustees. If you have a child or a grandchild with a disability and you are facing your own mortality or updating your estate plan, do not leave money directly to that child with a disability. Instead, create a special needs trust. There's a picture of a book, Special Needs Trust Creation and Management Guide, that my father and I co-authored. We do a lot of speaking and writing and communicating about this, but you need to prepare that. Don't leave assets directly to someone with a disability. And again, if you face your own mortality with a serious health issue, it's very real, it's very immediate, and it can be actually a really bad thing if you leave a big chunk of money to someone with serious disabilities because they lose public benefits. They probably can't manage it. They may have to go to court or their family may have to go to court to fix it all. If you just create a special needs trust, you name a third party to oversee it for that loved one, and the money in the trust doesn't interfere with public benefits. If you're going to address your estate plan, why not protect assets for future generations? So special needs trusts or family protection trusts, we think those should be there for virtually every estate plan if you have kids and grandkids. Of course, if you want to contact us, it's easy to find us. We can always review your estate plan. We can be that resource. If you or your loved one faces that diagnosis, we can find us easily at Gilfix and Gilfix.com, 650-493-8070. It's pretty easy to find us online. I hope you got a lot out of this, and I hope everybody is staying safe, sane, and healthy. Let's stay in touch. Thank you so much for joining me here today.